Grimes. The iconic leader of The Walking Dead has faced countless life-threatening situations throughout the series.
Me? You mean me?
His resilience and determination often leave viewers on the edge of their seats, but there have been several moments when it seemed like his journey might come to a tragic end, often having us feel like this.
Oh, no.
Here's a look at the top episodes we thought Rick was for sure a goner. We're about to relive the nail-biting, edge-of-your-seat moments that had us all holding our breath. Our countdown kicks off where it all began. Picture this. Rick Grimes, fresh out of a coma, stumbling through an abandoned hospital. The world as he knew it, gone. He manages to get out of his room to find the hallway chained off. After he finally gets out of the hospital, he asks a kind lady for instructions on how to get home. After a weird interaction, he makes it home to realize everyone's gone. Gearing up to find his family, he starts looking for gas. As he turns the corner, he comes face to face with a little girl. Sounds harmless, right? Wrong. This isn't your average kid. She's turned into a flesh-eating walker. In his weakened state, Rick manages to put her down. Talk about a wake-up call. This moment sets the tone for the entire series, showing us that in this new world, danger lurks around every corner. Coming in at number 9, we find ourselves at the good old CDC. Remember when Rick and the gang thought they found salvation? Yeah, that didn't last long. As the facility's self-destruct sequence kicks in and Shane starts to crash out, our survivors are trapped in a ticking time bomb. Like y'all are actually cooked. With seconds to spare, more like minutes, Rick leads the group out, narrowly escaping as the building erupts in a fiery inferno behind them. It's a classic out of the frying pan into the fire scenario, literally. This moment showed us that in the world of The Walking Dead, even supposed safe havens can turn deadly in an instant. At number 8, we've got the intense prison siege. This part of the series got a little hectic. The governor encounters Michonne and Herschel Green and takes them hostage, intending to use them as leverage over Rick. The governor showed up and wanted everything that Rick and the team had. Like, nah, what's yours is mine type shit. Outnumbered and outgunned, Rick fights tooth and nail against the governor and his forces. Shout out to my man Herschel. Bullets flying, walkers are swarming, and Rick is right in the middle of it all. Everybody has to get busy. There were moments during this battle where it seemed like our fearless leader was done for, not gonna lie. But Rick, being Rick, somehow managed to survive, proving once again that he's him. Number 7 brings us to Alexandria, where Rick faces off against a massive herd of walkers in the so-called safe zone. Now, we've seen Rick take on walkers before, but this was something else. This scene stands out because Rick is going through it emotionally after fearing Carl might lose his life, making him have no regard for his own. Surrounded on all sides, with seemingly no way out, Rick's survival instincts kick into overdrive. It's a testament to his quick thinking and sheer determination that he made it out alive. The event leaves a lasting psychological impact, highlighting the constant struggle for survival in this walker-infested world. This scene had us all on the edge of our seats, wondering if this would be the moment when the odds finally caught up with Rick Grimes. If you're enjoying this type of content and love The Walking Dead, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay updated on all the awesome content. Okay, you're subscribed. Now let's get back to the video. Coming in at the number 6 spot, we come to one of the most emotionally charged moments of the series, Lori's death. Now, you might be thinking, wait, Lori died, not Rick. True, but hear me out. In the aftermath of losing Lori, Rick spirals into a pit of grief and madness so deep we genuinely fear he might not come back from it. There's a moment where he recklessly confronts a group of walkers, seemingly without care for his own life. You can definitely see how deep a toll death is taking on Rick over the course of the story to this point. It's not just physical danger that can kill you in this world. Sometimes the emotional toll can be just as deadly. As we hit the halfway point of our countdown, number 5 is the gruesome impaling. Rick was on horseback, trying to steer a horde of walkers away from the hilltop community, leading the walkers across the bridge as the river waters rose. To Rick's dismay, the weight of the walkers is not sufficient to cause the bridge to fall. As the horde closes in, the horse gets a bit frantic and throws Rick off aggressively, landing him directly on a piece of rebar sticking out of some broken concrete. Seeing this happen was so surprising and shocking, like damn, How's Rick supposed to get out of this one? Mans was literally about to black out as the walkers were closing in. At this point, I was like, yeah, this is it for good old Rick. But somehow, Rick quickly gains consciousness and uses a belt to free himself. At what seems like a daring final escape, Rick shoots some dynamite that was left on the bridge, causing a huge explosion, which seemed like a sacrifice for the greater good. Okay. Now, at number 4, we have the bone-chilling encounter with Negan and the Saviors. At this point, I thought everyone was cooked, not just Rick. This episode is filled with psychological torment as Negan captures Rick and threatens to kill his son Carl if he doesn't comply with his demands, pushing Rick to the brink of sanity. At one point, Negan forces Rick into a position where he might consider cutting off Carl's arm to save him. These moments exemplify not just physical danger, but also emotional devastation as Rick grapples with losing everything he holds dear. It's a testament to how deeply Negan breaks Rick's spirit, making us fear for his life more than ever. Bronze medal goes to Rick's showdown with Shane, former best friends turned rivals. Their conflict comes to a head in a moonlit field. Most people watching the show could see that this interaction was only a matter of time. The tension reached a boiling point as Shane pulled a gun on Rick. In this life or death struggle, it seemed like Shane would naturally overpower him. But in a shocking twist, Rick makes a split decision and stabs Shane. The move was unexpected, leaving viewers stunned. After all, Shane had been Rick's closest ally. After seeing this, I can't say Shane didn't kinda deserve it, but as the dust settled, it became clear that Shane's descent into jealousy and aggression had led him to this moment. This wasn't just a close call for Rick, it was a pivotal turning point in his character development. With this act of desperation, Rick transformed from the idealistic sheriff we once knew into a hardened survivor, ready to face the brutal realities of their world. Runner-up on our list is Rick's brutal encounter with Joe and the Claimers. Talk about being caught between a rock and a hard place. With his son in danger, which honestly looked hella suspect, and Daryl getting absolutely worked, Rick does the unthinkable. He rips out Joe's throat with his teeth. It's a moment of pure animalistic survival that shows just how far Rick is willing to go to protect his loved ones. It's shocking, it's violent, and it's another turning point for Rick's character. This scene had us all wondering, how much of his humanity would Rick have to sacrifice to keep his family safe? And now, the number 1 spot on our countdown goes to Rick cutting off his own hand in The Ones Who Live. Talk about a shocker. After all this time, we finally find out that Rick was captured by the CRM shortly after the bridge explosion. During a volunteer walker removal campaign to protect CRM assets, Rick, attached to a tether, tries to get as much distance as he can from the officer holding him captive. Rick makes the ultimate sacrifice for freedom, his own hand. It's a moment that harkens back to the comics, where Rick lost his hand much earlier in the story. After all this, he's overwhelmed and tased, failing his attempt to escape. This act of desperation and determination encapsulates everything we love about Rick Grimes. His unwavering will to survive, his dedication to his family, and his ability to make the tough call when it matters most. And there you have it, folks. The top 10 times we thought Rick Grimes was a goner in The Walking Dead. From his first encounter with the Walker to his most recent brush with death, Rick has proven time and time again that he's the ultimate survivor. These moments not only showcase Rick's resilience, but also highlight the constant danger and unpredictability of the world of The Walking Dead. What makes these scenes so powerful is how they blend physical peril with emotional and psychological trauma. Rick's journey through these near-death experiences is a testament to the human spirit's capacity for endurance and adaptation. Comment below your favorite scenes and any that you think deserve to make the list. Thanks for watching.